Well, Paul Butler worked with Rod Rosenstein at the Justice Department. He's now a law professor at Georgetown. He joins me now along with CNN legal analyst Laura Coates. So, Professor Butler, let me start with you. We hear Senator Franken saying that basically Senator Sessions had said he would recuse himself. He should not be part of this, that it's inappropriate for him to be part of looking for a replacement. Do you agree?
The senator is wrong. The Attorney General recused himself from the investigation of the presidential campaign of 2016. He remains the boss of the FBI director, and he has a responsibility to evaluate him and to say something when the director exceeds his authority, when he acts unethically in the way that Director Comey did.
The White House is saying essentially it's a personnel issue. You seem to agree with that.
Yes. The problem with this focus on recusal is, where do you draw the line? Do we really think he should have no role in evaluating who the next director will be? He still will be the boss of that person as well. Should we say that he shouldn't have conversations with the President of the United States because the President may be under investigation as well? Recusal is supposed to be narrow. It's supposed to be about a limited conflict of interest. Director or the United States Attorney General remains the nation's chief law enforcement officer.
Laura, what about that point? I mean, and you heard not only the professor here, but you also heard Sarah Huckabee Sanders say, look, the FBI has a lot of stuff going on. It's inappropriate that Sessions should have to recuse himself from any oversight of it.
Well, that's certainly true that they're saying it's a personnel issue, and if all points indicated that it was simply a personnel issue, then we may have an agreement, me and Paul. However, you have a slippery slope, not just in terms of the limitations of the Attorney General. You have a slippery slope when it comes to figuring out whether or not Jeff Sessions was aware of any of the political motivation that there may have been by President Trump to fire James Comey in order to impede or somehow stall the Russia investigation. If he was aware that there was even the slightest basis that he was going on, then his issue was not about personnel. It's the foundation for his reason for thinking that he had no longer had the confidence of the FBI agents, or that he was no longer to be trusted as his chief investigator under the umbrella organization of the Justice Department. If that was even based on an iota, based on the Russia investigation, it's not a personnel issue, and it tends to swing the pendulum right back into the area of perhaps the Attorney General himself being involved in perhaps the obstruction of justice in our country.
I see you're shaking your head.
Yeah, I disagree with my friend Laura. So look, the president asked Rod Rosenstein and Rod Rosenstein for his opinion about Director Comey. Rosenstein said what every federal prosecutor I know says, that when Comey inserted himself into the election and made all of these spurious allegations against Hillary Clinton without giving her a chance to prove herself in court, to defend herself in court, Comey violated every rule in the ethical investigator's playbook. So he had to go. Was the timing wrong? Yes. But look, if your boss asks you for your evaluation of someone, you have to get that evaluation. Do you think, would he know there's a possibility that Trump would use this in a political way? Yes, but that shouldn't stop him from rendering his ethical opinion. You know, the problem I have when folks say, go ballistic when Comey, when the Attorney General makes any move, it undermines their credibility. Let me keep it 100. I'm not a big fan of Sessions, but again, when he does something that is concerning, I don't want that credibility to be undermined when folks complain about it.
Laura, I want to give you the final thought.
Thank you. Well, let's just be clear. I'm not questioning Rod Rosenstein's ethics in this particular case. I'm questioning the ethics of somebody who is trying to parse words on a highly ethical issue, which is the Attorney General, about whether or not he is limited to personnel issues or whether or not he had some part and was aware that his recommendation was going to form the basis of the president's decision to terminate based on the Russia investigation. It's neither ballistic and certainly 100 to say that when you have the Attorney General of the United States, who certainly has oversight over various departments within the FBI, he still has a responsibility to not obstruct justice or to enable somebody to try to do so. Remember, the law says even to endeavor to impede or halt or obstruct justice is enough.
I should have gone to law school. Laura Coates, I appreciate you educating me. Paul Butler as well. Thank you so much.